going to be one of those videos today. So if you're a Halo fan, you've probably already seen the news. And I know I'm technically a day late and $1 short, but frankly, I still think it's something that we need to talk about. Because I cannot believe what they have done. I mean, we all knew they were bad. But I never thought they would get to be this bad. This is like amateur hour, guys. I don't understand how companies like this can even exist. What annoys me the most is that really good studios get shut down for no reason. Yet, here's 343 just not even caring. And don't tell me, I don't ever want to hear them say they're working super hard, because you know what? Actions speak louder than words, and I have barely seen any effort put into this game. This feels like a game that, honestly, a bunch of elementary school students have put together. I've given up on Halo. I mean, I gave up on it a little while ago, but this is the final nail in the coffin for me. There is no hope for this game. This will never make a comeback. It never will. Not as long as 343 is at the helm. And I'm sure Microsoft is to blame too, but let's keep it real here. Who's making these games? You know, and it could be upper management that's making these calls. That's fine. Frankly, I'm never really targeting the devs that are just doing what they're told. I'm mostly targeting the people who are in charge, who are making these decisions. It's baffling. 343 was handed the golden ticket, and they have completely run this series into the ground. It's pretty funny, to tell you the truth. It's honestly like really funny to see this, because they were talking about getting their broader audience. That's all they were really focused on, was getting the broader audience. Well, you guys got your broader audience, and now the entire gaming community is talking mad shit about you. I hope you guys are really happy about that. This is Halo. This is not some sort of tiny little fucking niche shooter that only a few people know about. If you know about video games, you know about Halo. It is the cornerstone of first-person shooters, at least it used to be. And this was the game that made Xbox. Don't get me wrong, there were other games on the Xbox like Panzer Dragoon Orta and Mech Assault, but let's keep it real here. If it wasn't for Halo, there's no way Microsoft would be as big as they are today. At least, I should say Xbox. There's no way Xbox would be as big as they are today without Halo. Hands fucking down. The thing that's most annoying about 343 is that they completely ignore. It's not that they don't understand, they just don't care about social features. Don't tell me otherwise, because we have told them countless times, like, hey, why do you guys not have campaign theater? Why is file share missing from the start? Why is Forge missing from the start? Why is Splitscreen not here? We'll get to that one in a second. Why is LAN not working properly? All of these social features that... Now, let's ask yourself this question. What are your favorite memories of Halo? Well, for me, it's split screen with my friends and my dad. Recently, my dad and I just went through Halo 1, 2, 3, and Reach. And a very, very long time ago, we went through ODST and Halo 3. But to do it again, we had the time of our lives, and it's a memory I'll never forget and I will always cherish. It's playing Halo with my old man. I can't do that anymore. It's like 343 doesn't want you to play with friends. I don't get it. And really, when you think of any video game franchise that is big, regardless of its genre, why do you think it is super big? It's because people showed it to their friends. Final Fantasy, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Super Smash Brothers, you name it. The reason why it's big, at least a good reason why it's big, is because people show games to their friends if they think it's cool. That's just common sense. But I guess 343 is lacking that, and they have been lacking that for a very, very long time. Speaking of split screen, as I chug my beer here, It is actually possible to do split screen in Halo Infinite. You just have to do a series of glitches, and I don't need to go into it. I'll put some videos down below in the description that go over why or go over how you can do split screen. But really? The community is doing a much better job at making your game than you are. And if that's the case, why are you even here? Another thing that 343 clearly doesn't care about is that 343 has a way too much focus on competitive play. Yes, Halo can be competitive, but that's not the only thing it is. In fact, Halo is a party game. I don't need to go into specifics. Actman had an amazing video talking about social features and why it really made the community come together and why it really matters to Halo. And frankly, what other first-person shooter out there has these kind of features? I can't think of very many. Gary's Mod, but that's probably it, and even then, I don't know if I would really count that as an FPS. Competitive, I understand nowadays that competitive play is really important to companies because they think that that's all that matters, but it doesn't. In fact, your game will actually be more successful if you go for a balance. The beauty of the older games was they were fun. Really, you could think of the old Halo games like 1, 2, 3, and Reach. You can think of them as arcade games. Games that are easy to pick up and play and are easy to understand, but are hard to master and take a very long time to get good at. That is the success of Halo right there. That is the success of a competitive game. And let's quickly talk about this roadmap here. I gotta pull it up here in a second. But this roadmap is a joke. This is an absolute joke. I can't believe that this is actually a thing. I'm looking at it right now. First of all, they have prolonged the length of Season 2. Awesome. Can't even do the live service model. Fantastic. But one of the features I'm looking at here, this is like satire, is the Match XP beta. There is a whole little box dedicated to Match XP beta because they need to take time to do it right. How many times have I heard this? And frankly, I had this analogy earlier and it was awesome. 343 is like that person who's always like, yo man, we gotta hang out. We really gotta hang out, man. We'll get together sometime, we'll hang out. And they never invite you to anything. That's 343. They also talk about adding new game modes and stuff like that, like this Covert 1 flag game mode and VIP and Escalation. While VIP is cool and Escalation is also cool, you know what else I would like? Assault. That way we can get game modes like Griffball. You know what else I would like? Infection. Oh, but the community made Infection in Forge, and you guys couldn't do it. Yeah, that looks really good for a company. That's just awesome. Could you imagine if Nintendo treated Zelda this way? Just imagine that for a second. Imagine like the next 3 Zelda games are just a complete slap on the face to any Zelda fan. They also talk about having the Forge beta. So it's not even actual Forge, it's just the beta. It's like they haven't seen the leaks yet for Forge, which is absolutely incredible to me. We know what Forge is capable of, and yeah, it's cool, but it's not bringing me back to this game. I'm done. And frankly, I think if you love Halo, it's time to just stop playing it. Now, if you genuinely love the game and you want to keep playing it, that's fine, but if you kind of feel this need to maybe like just play it once in a while, frankly, you're better off playing something else. You're better off playing the older games, or just go play Fortnite. Like seriously, I can't stress enough how important it is that if you want Halo to get better, you need to stop playing the games. You need to stop buying things from the shop. And I know most people probably aren't doing that. It's a very small portion. But it's still annoying. Another thing I want to point out is criticism hasn't worked at all. Anytime the community is talking shit or criticizing 343 on something, it's never worked. I mean, maybe with a couple things, like with that god-awful art style from Halo 4 and 5, thank God they ditched that. But this is not a game that needed to be open world. This is not a game that needed to be free to play. These were all terrible, terrible decisions made by leadership that frankly should never, ever have a spot in leadership in any industry ever again. The last thing I want to talk about here is the whole Fire343 hashtag. I've seen this trending on Twitter today, and this is really special because finally people are starting to have standards. I don't understand why there's this sort of backlash to people who want a better product. Leave the poor multi-billion-dollar company alone. I see that a lot, especially about this whole Fire343 thing. But frankly, I think that's what it needs. And I know some people were like, well, if we get rid of 343, then we don't have Halo anymore. You know what? I'm okay with that. I'm tired of seeing this corpse just paraded around the street. I'm tired of seeing this franchise just used. There's no passion in the 343 games. There's no soul in them. Every single one of their games feels like a completely different studio made it. It's like they were trying to reboot Halo in Halo 4, Halo 5, and in Infinite. I'm befuddled. I've never seen a company struggle this hard. And frankly, all it just comes down to is management. And it's a shame. Microsoft, it's like they don't care. It's like they want Halo to die, which if that's the case, that's fine. Just stop making the games. I don't know who is making you put out these games, but you need to stop. Or you need to fucking give it to somebody who cares. I find it so fucking sad that people in the community who have day jobs will come home after their day job and work their asses off on Forge and all this shit. You don't want those people making Halo. You want people who don't know anything about Halo working on Halo. And we can point fingers all we want, but really it just comes down to Microsoft and 343. It doesn't matter. It's not one of their faults. It's both of their faults. They both suck. They both clearly don't care about Halo. So you know what? Why should we care about Halo? There's no reason to. If Halo has given up, then I'm giving up. It's sad, because this game should have been the best Halo game ever made. 6 years into development, really almost 7 now because the game is unfinished still. This should have been the best Halo game ever made, and it's not. So, I will continue to play the old games, aka the only games that matter, and I'm not going to bother with Halo if 343's name is still on it. As long as this studio's name is on the box art, we're done. I'm not buying it. I'm not playing it anymore. I don't care how good the core gameplay is. It's not that good when everything else around it is shit. I'll see you guys later.